very good afternoon to one and all who has gathered here, spent their valuable time here. And this session is going to make a huge difference once you complete this session. It's going to give more valuable things by our speaker, Miss Ajita Babu. And she has have 20 plus years of experience into different kinds of designations. She has been into healthcare operations, people management, service excellence, learning and development. And now currently she is working as a senior manager, ILT, and a consultant in Medland. Happy welcoming you, ma'am. Good to be here. And this session, if you have any doubts, please drop your queries in our chat box. It will be answered at the end of the session. So happy to be a part here, and let's take this session over to Ajita. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madhumita. Thank you, everyone. So, Subhashri, are we ready to go, or are we waiting for some more people to join?
Yes, Ajita, you can start.
You can start? All right. So, good afternoon, everyone, all the participants. Hope I am audible, can be seen. Anyway, I'll be sharing my screen. I welcome each one of you for this program. I'm going to share my screen now on. I won't be able to see anyone. So in case if there is anything to be told or interacted, please put your message in the chat box. We have our colleagues, Sudhir and Subhashri and Madhumita. They will manage it from the back end. Thank you. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. I welcome each one of you for this webinar on how to handle difficult customers in healthcare. I hope you all have a great learning and some time to interact and to realize your role and responsibility in the organization and how you can enhance yourself and to handle difficult situations and to help customers to solve their problems. In today's training, mainly we will be looking into and on aspects like understanding the customers and their emotions, difficult and angry customers, and what is the importance of service recovery, learn and demonstrate the lead behavior, learn and enhance listening skills, strategies to handle difficult customers, self-management, and we'll just reiterate the entire session once again. And there is a short allotted for question answers as well. All right. So before we get into the details of the topic, let's understand why is it important to understand a patient's emotion. It is very important to understand the patient's emotion to handle anyone's issues, because understanding the patient's emotion is the key to service satisfaction. Now, what is patient's emotion? What do you understand by patient's emotion? Are they in the hospital only for their illness? Do they have only one concern to take care of? To have a better understanding, let's have a look at this video. All right. So how was the video? How are you all feeling now? How is your emotional status? Highly emotional video, right? Can you relate this video to any of the incidents happens in your hospital every day? Can you relate this video to various people who come to your hospital every day? Can you relate to this video yourself, seeing these people around you every day? But have you ever thought that every individual who comes to your hospital is going through some pain or the other than just their mental health or their physical health? It happens, right? We don't even put an effort to get into their state. They are in different mental state. Some of them are sad, some of them are worried, some of them are, depressed, some of them are in pain, some of them are happy, some of them are relaxed, some of them are confused, some of them are blank. They just don't understand what's going on. Some of them are disappointed, some of them are excited, some of them are in disapproval with what is going on with them. Each one has their own mental status. If you put in little effort to understand what is going through them, you are almost there solving their problem. The challenge, why we are not able to address their problem to the crux of it, we are not able to understand them. We are not accepting that they are in pain. We don't want to accept. There may be various reasons why you are not accepting. Maybe you yourself is under certain emotional challenges. You may be going through another stress yourself. All of us are human beings, right? But when we are in an organization, like in a service industry, it's very important to understand the customer's status, emotional status. So understanding the patient's emotion is the key to service satisfaction. So what are patients' mindset? We saw in the video, people have various mindsets, various issues going through their mind. Like they have health issues, they are under tremendous stress, they are unclear about the process and protocol, what is going on. They don't even know what is the treatment plan, what is the doctor planning about, how the recovery process is going to be. They are not at all clear. They may have financial problem. That is another stress, right? That's the biggest stress. How much they have to shell out to get this treatment done. They may already having existing financial issues, how they are going to handle the entire circumstance, how they are going to meet their daily needs, how they are going to meet children's education. They may have their family issues. There may be relationship problem. There may not be any support at home to handle this situation. They may have other life challenges, such as work pressure, habits, social issues. All right. So every human being who come to a hospital is not just because they are unhealthy. They are carrying a baggage of issues with them. So any small problem, it triggers their entire problem into a big issue, a very difficult situation. And we call them as difficult patients. So why do we label them as difficult patients? Are they all actually difficult patients? It's very subjective. Someone who's difficult to me may not be a difficult person for your colleague. There are various factors for that. One is your interpersonal nature. It's okay for me, maybe as a senior person, I can handle little difficult people. Maybe I've seen little more life. I've handled more such difficult patient. Whereas a fresher or a newcomer or somebody who has not handled this kind of people, it is difficult. So I label them, or it is very function of relationship. Okay. It is what is the rapport I share with that person. The last time when he came, maybe I handled his issue very well. So for me, it is okay. Whereas for the other person, it is not okay. Again, the role, what I do, I may be in a supervisory role or in a managerial role. So it's okay. Even the patient understand or patient believe that you are in a position to solve the problem. So for me, it is not a difficult patient. Again, based on the discomfort in the past experience, last time when they came, I had a really tough, time spending with him. I could not manage him. I had a huge fight. Even this time, if I, handle this patient, I may land up fighting with him. So let me not handle him. For me, again, this becomes a difficult patient. Some patients have a label difficult as they are not quiet. Some people are very annoying. They crib for every silly reason, right? They keep complaining for everything, and we label them as difficult customer, right? And again, differences in experience, and your expertise. It accounts to your difference in perception. So if I'm as a senior person, I consider somebody as difficult, and a junior person, for them, it may be, I found it's easy to handle, and the junior person find them to be very difficult. These are different factors how we label a patient as a difficult patient. And what are their basic characteristics? What makes them difficult? It is their nature, it is their temperament. Some of them have very short tempered, they get angry for very small reason. Okay, they're very defensive, they don't want to accept, they get into a defensive mode, they don't want to understand the situation, right? They're frightened, they're scared what is going to happen. Okay, so again, another form of defense, but they are more scared. Resistant, they're not acceptance with anything what is going around you or around them. So they get angry for that. They are grieving, they are sad, they are upset, they are demanding, okay? They're somatizing and focus on issues which is not related to anything related to their health or the medical care. They are worried about other aspects, maybe your facilities, your parking, your cafeteria, your washrooms, your employees, and so on and so forth. They are not bothered about anything else. So even this category of people get angry very fast. They don't want to follow the protocol. Some of them, they don't want to follow the protocols. I don't care about your protocol. We have heard this from patients, right? They say that I don't care. It may be your protocol. Why should I follow that? I had an appointment, I have come. I don't care if your doctor is in emergency, right? So they are not bothered about anything what is going around them. So these are some background of different kind of people as nature whom we handle on a day-to-day basis. But can we get away with them? No. Unfortunately, no. We have to handle them on a day-to-day basis. They become part of our job. Every day, at least 5% of them are encounter them on a day-to-day basis. You can't avoid them. You can't fix. I've seen or we have heard our colleagues telling the customer, sir, please try to understand. They will not. Why should they understand you? It is our job to understand them. All right. You can't beat them. Sometimes situation becomes so bad that we are also human beings. We get so aggressive that we may feel like beating them up. We can't do that. We have to control our emotions. We can't help them. Certain aspects, their expectation is so high, they're so demanding that we may not even have that service existing. So we can't even help them many of the times. But the challenge or the skill is that you need to convince them to retain them. Why? It's very important to retain every customer, because retaining customer means growth of your business and organization. We can't make any patient upset, right? We want every patient to leave the hospital happily with a pleasant experience. Why is it important? Why is it important to recover the service back? What is recovering the service back? A service which has gone wrong, we have to bring it back into track. Why is it important? Service recovery is a process. Okay, it's a process through which the hospital representative take an action to reach out to the angry customer to attend their concern and provide them whatever help and support what they need in terms or to get the service back. So it is a cycle. Okay, it is a process that every hospital representative, I'm calling it as a general name, hospital representative, which includes your doctors, your nurses, your paramedics, your customer care executives, your back-end team, your front-end team, your securities, housekeeping, everyone comes under that umbrella. All right. It depends on who is handling that patient. So it becomes a responsibility of every individual in the organization to convince a patient and bring them back to the track. And why is it important? Number one, to retain the customer. Retaining customer, does it mean that we want them to come back again and again as a patient? No, that is not good. Okay, that's a saddest feeling. We don't want anyone to come back as a patient, but we want them to be in our network. Okay, in our network, so that they spread the word of mouth, the good opinion, the goodwill about the hospital to other people. So whoever is in need in their, contact or networks, in their family or friend circle or relatives, neighborhood, they can refer them back to us. All right, memorable experience. Every individual who walks out, we want them to carry a very, very sweet experience, a happy experience. Even though they have come for a sad purpose, when they go out, they have to feel comfortable and happy. All right, potential upselling. Okay, so some patient, they need multiple visits, right? They have to come back for an investigation. They may have to come back for a surgery. They may have to come back. Okay, so the upselling happens from there, and cross-selling also. They'll also recommend other patients. And then enhancing your business. Obviously, when you retain all these customers, when they are referring other customers, you are growing day by day. Now, the main topic of the day, how to handle your difficult customers. Is there any specific way to handle your difficult customers? What is the most important aspect one as a hospital representative should possess to handle these difficult customers? Is it your behavior? Is it your nature? Is it your temperament? Is it your knowledge? Is it your experience? It's your attitude. When they shout, if you also shout back, that's not the right attitude. That's a wrong attitude to deal with a patient. Your attitude should be a can-do attitude. I can do it. That is the attitude first one should possess. We have seen with many of our employees, they are very, very petrified to approach an angry customer. They are scared what they will talk to me. They may shout at me. So you should have a positive attitude that, yes, I can handle this patient. So your attitude is the key to deal with difficult patient. Attitude is everything, and the can-do attitude is the basic fundamental aspect. So having said that, people are scared to interact with a difficult customer. What makes them fearful? Okay, what are they scared of? Why people are reluctant to approach a difficult customer? The first and foremost reason is fear of reaction. We feel embarrassed. There may be many other patients around you, so they don't want to be shouted upon in front of other people and your colleagues, right? So the reaction of the patient makes them fear, and hurting someone's feeling and getting hurt, right? Even if they are upset and if you go and talk, you are scared whether I am going to hurt that patient. That's one part of you. And the other part, I may also get hurt if he shouts at me, right? So all this put together, they are scared to approach the customer. The conflict, right? Some people think he's angry now. This is not the right time to approach him. If I approach him now, it will become worst. Let him cool down. It's a right approach actually to some extent, but you can't build it up for long because there is a other face of it. He might think, see, I've been shouting for such a long time. Nobody has come forward to even convince me, right? There is a different way to look at it. So there is a right time, right way to approach him. It will not lead into any conflict if you follow certain step, what we are going to discuss in the subsequent slides. Okay, but some people, they enjoy conflict, right? They like to watch conflict happening. That's not the right way of approach, especially in a hospital. Okay, so try to avoid that. That's a negative statement, but most of us, or most of them, we should avoid any conflict. Without leading it to a conflict, you should approach a customer. Surprises. Okay, if you have done a mistake, you are scared that he or she may pick up that mistake and it will get escalated. So you are scared to approach him. Change. It's very uncomfortable. Suddenly the change happens. Somebody waiting for a long time, maybe for an ultrasound scan, it makes it very difficult and uncomfortable even for you to go and convey this message to them that, sir, this is what is happening. I'm so sorry. He might agree or he may disagree, but it is very uncomfortable. This also makes some people very challenging to interact with the customer. But is there any possibility? Is there any way that we can't approach them? We have to approach them, right? We have to face it. How do you approach them? How can you minimize this difficult situation? One is know your purpose, understanding your role in the organization. It's very, very important. What is your responsibility? What does your job define? Okay, so you should know that this is my job. I have to go and convey this message to the customer. That is my primary responsibility. So you should know your purpose of your existence in the organization, understand your role, and be proud of that role. Frame your message. Okay, you should be very good in communication. Okay, I'm sure your organization may be arranging lots of communication skill program. Please do take it seriously, attend it, and then practice it in your day-to-day life. Okay, it is very, very important, especially in handling customers. Frame your message in right sense, right way, so that it doesn't hurt the customer. At the same time, you convey the message. Use an assertive approach. Okay, so don't be confused in what you're saying. You say it with firm and assertiveness, but you can always give them an option. Okay, there is a very thin line between being assertive and rude. Okay, little bit if you slip or if you overdo it, it will become rudeness. So you have to be very, very careful and approach them with a very, very in a assertive nature. Use a cooperative language. Okay, it is a collaboration between you and the customer. We are not expecting the customer just to agree with whatever you are saying. At the same time, you don't want to agree with the customer with their expectation, right? It is a collaboration. So you have to use a language so that he also understands your situation. At the same time, you understand their situation and also provide some solution for their issue. So then you both are rationally solving their problem. Use active listening skill. We talk detail about this in the next slides. How to action it out? Okay, we have told, okay, you have to understand the emotions of the customer. They are going through so much of painful situations. They are stressed out, so there is a high possibility they will get anger on you. And also you have we learned who are these difficult customers, why are they difficult, and how do you manage yourself. All that is fine. Now how do you practically do it on the floor? Okay, let's see how do you handle it. There are some elements or factors which will definitely help you if you practice this religiously. Okay, it will definitely help you to handle and solve many of the problems, and you will also upgrade yourself in your in delivering your responsibilities. The first one is understand your customer. Okay, what do you mean by understanding your customer? How do you show them that I understand you? Okay, you have to use certain script or your statements which will make them feel that yes, he or she understands me. What are those statements? It's like, you are right, we are prioritizing your concern. Give them a feeling that we are giving importance to your concern. Your concern is really, it matters to us. It is our concern. It is our responsibility to solve your issue. Give the due importance. Give them the feeling that we are giving importance to them. Okay. The second one, set expectations with politeness. Some of them are very, very rude. Okay. So some people, they think and believe that if I, scream at top of my voice, my issue will be solved. That is not the right scenario. You have your own protocols to follow, right? So tell them with a politeness, sir or madam, if you continuously talk like this, we won't be in a position to solve your problem. Okay, we are addressing your issues. Give us some time, give us few seconds. We are addressing your issue. Give them the assurance with politeness. At the same time, give them a small hint that you need not have to scream or shout like this. Okay, that again, that thin line, be very, very careful how you convey the message to them. Establish yourself. Haven't you noticed that many of the times patients, when they're angry, they ask you to call your manager, call your supervisor. I don't want to talk to you, right? Why? Why does this happen? Because they feel you are not in a position to solve their problem. Okay, it doesn't go with everyone. Some of them are really in a position where they can't, but they have an option. Why are they not escalating or delegating that issue to your higher ups in the first step? You sit on that issue and then you build on that issue and it becomes like a volcano, and then you escalate it. By then things have gone beyond your control. If you're a fresher, if you're not able to, if you know very well that you can't handle that issue, please escalate it immediately. But people who are experienced, who have seen these kind of issues, you have to establish yourself, give them a feeling that I am experienced enough to solve your problem. For which, how will you establish yourself? Give them the assurance, show them the solutions, show them the options. That means they will understand, oh, this lady or this gentleman knows what's happening. They will be able to solve my problem. For which you have to give them the messages, sir, I have spoken to so-and-so person, they are addressing this. All right? Stop blame game. I have seen this many times. Most of you might have seen putting the blame back on the customer. You came 30 minutes late for your appointment and you can't wait. So never point out. They may be fault. Okay, many of the times or most of the time they are at fault. But customer is the king. We cannot put the blame back on them. Make them feel happy. You can tell them in a subtle way. So sorry, sir. You're slightly late, but don't worry. Don't you worry. We will do the best. Give them the hope. You can say that, right? It's all going to be the same. Even if you make a statement in a rude way also, okay, which is giving a negative impact about you, but you are going to action it out. It's the same solution you are going to give. You will somehow squeeze them in between the walk-in patients, or you will address their concern. You will ensure that he's been seen. Then why don't you do it in a nice way, where he or she also gets a feeling that they helped us to solve the problem? You are creating a negative image about you by passing on negative comments, pointing mistakes on them. You are losing your credibility. Don't do that. You should always upgrade yourself, maintain your dignity, maintain your professionalism. All right? Even if they are at fault, okay, never point out and make them feel guilty. Make them feel happy by talking or showing the positive side of it. We are here to help you. Escalate. I just told, please escalate. It is not a wrong thing to escalate issues. It will, in fact, everybody will be happy about it. You're solving the problem at the earliest. Patients feel comfortable that, oh, my issue has been taken more seriously. They are escalating it to the higher ups. All right. So please escalate if needed at the right time. That is more important. We have seen issues sitting for days together. And only when it comes through social media or your Google reviews or some other medium, and you escalate to the higher ups. That's not the right way of approach. All right, escalate it at the right time to right people. Don't take it personally. Very, very important. End of the day, all of us are human beings. Till now, we were talking about the customers. Like they have emotions, they have stress, they have difficulties, they have financial problem, family issues, relationship. All that are applicable to we as well. We all go through the same issues. Why nobody is bothered about us? They are bothered. Your organization is completely bothered about you. Your HR puts in all the effort to ensure that our employees are safe and they are happy. All right. But as a job, when you are accepting certain job, you should be in a position to face the consequences. You should be able to face the situation as it is. Think about people, work in army. They know that tomorrow, if any war comes up, they have to be there in the front. They can't run away. So similarly, we have accepted this profile, this job. So we should face the challenges. But how do you face? You have to prepare yourself. You have to train yourself to prepare and, face the situation. So there are so many trainings available. The HR takes you through so many other trainings to enhance your skills. What kind of trainings? The most important trainings are such like, angry management, stress management, how to negotiate with the customers. These are some of the very, very important training which you have to go through. If any of your participants are from HR background or in the senior leadership team, please ensure that your employees go through these stress management and negotiation skill, angry management trainings. And I would recommend and suggest it should be part of your induction program. Okay, because they are getting into a war field. Okay, they are getting into working in a hospital is not a joke. They have to have mental strength. They should know how to balance their emotions. All right. Art of letting it go. How do you remove it from your brain? How do you remove it from your heart and mind? That's an art. You should, scale up to that level. You should let it go. All right. Practice. Understand the organizational products, functionalities, rules and regulations, policies, ethics. You should know in and out about your organization. Half of your problems arise because you don't know many of the things, what's happening in each department. You know only about your department. You don't know what is happening in the next department. And you tend to give wrong information, or you may fail to give any information. So these are something which will, add on. Slowly, we are poisoning the patient's mind. We are bothering them, troubling them. In the first interaction, if they get a response, a proper response, who will get angry? Nobody will get angry after that. Why you're not able to give the proper answer? Because you don't know. So you should know about your subject very well. You should know what happens in each department, about all the investigation. Okay, this test is done in this department. This person handles this department. He's the HOD of this department. There's a billing issue. Okay, this is this particular billing. It's an insurance. What's the difference between insurance patient and a corporate patient? There are so many. It's a very complex situation in a hospital, right? So they should know in and out about a hospital and your products, what all the services you give, right? So that will solve most of the problem. It doesn't even lead to any problem, actually. Last but not the least, face the challenge. Okay, we all have been taught to face the challenges. These are all challenges of our life. Okay, you have to face it with lots of confidence. You should learn how to face it, for which you have to enhance your capabilities. All right, don't shy away from dealing with difficult customers unless and until it is necessary. Okay, never feel shy that, oh, there is a problem, he's going to point out onto me, shout at me. Face it with confidence. Look into their eyes and talk. Okay, look into the problem, not the person. We will talk more about it in the subsequent slides. Yes, this is a very important point. A relationship forged with a customer after a difficult situation is much stronger than after a nice conversation. Have you experienced this? You might have noticed, right? After a difficult interaction and issues and conflict and fight and shouting, end of the day, the patient, everything is sorted. They come back and they thank you. They also say sorry to you sometimes. I'm so sorry I shouted at all of you. Isn't it? I'm sure you might have come across these kind of situations and patients because you handled it well. Okay, it will definitely next time if they come back, they will come and ask for you. So it is a very, very strong relationship you're building with the customer. So these are some of the action which you have to carry out. And how do you action it out? Unless and until you have certain skills. Okay, you said, I will. No, you have to understand the customer. How do you understand the customer? You should know what is going on with the customer. How do you get to know what is going on with the customer? You have to interact with the customer. And then you should listen to what the patient is saying. So there are certain soft skills which you have to develop in you, or it may be there in you. You may have to polish it out so that you use it on a day-to-day basis to handle the customers and difficult customers in a better way. Which are those skills? They are your listening skill, your empathy, your apologizing skill, your problem-solving skill. In short, we call it as LEAP, L-E-A-P. It is an acronym. There is no set series in which order in which you have to follow. Depending on the situation, sometimes you have to just listen to them. Sometimes only an apology will work. Sometimes, just an empathy would do. Sometimes you have to follow the whole entire process and then solve the problem. So listen to the customer genuinely to understand the problem from their perspective. We should understand it from their perspective. What happens most of the time is we are trying to dump our thought into their mind or our problem into their mind. So what can I do? The doctor got an emergency. So you are trying to express your problem to the customer. Never do that. Always listen to their problem. Unless and until you listen to their problem, you can't understand their problem and you can't give a right solution for their problem. Empathize with the customer. We spoke enough about it. Apologize for the inconvenience caused always. Okay, we talked in detail about it. Problem solving. Okay, end of it, try to find solve the problem in the right way. Okay, even if you're not solving the problem, you may be passing the problem from one person to other person, from you to the next counter. Okay, it has to be in a right way, not just pointing, so please go and talk to them. That is not, you're not solving their problem. You're just passing the problem. Okay, you tell them, you talk to your colleague, you pass on the message, you give them the information, so and so is there, I have already spoken to them. That is the way you forward the problem, or you are addressing the problem in the right way. All right, let's look at listening. Okay, I wanted to do a small activity here. Okay, I hope you all able to see me. Okay, unfortunately, I cannot see any of you. Okay, a small activity, it's just an icebreaker. I hope you all enjoy this. Let's see your listening capability. Okay, you all can unmute yourself if you want. Let me hear some noise. Can you all hear me? You all can respond.
Yes.
Can they? Yeah, all right. So
Yeah. Yes, yes.
thank you so much. So just do as I instruct. Okay, raise your right hand. Can you all raise your right hand? Yes, and left ear with your right hand from the back. Left ear with your right hand from the back. Did you all do that? And now raise your left hand. Raise your left hand and pinch your chin. Pinch your chin. Pinch your chin.
Pinch.
Pinch your chin. Did you all do that? Relax. What did you notice?
The exercise listening activity.
Sorry?
When
How many of you pinched your chin? How many of you pinched your cheek? Did you all pinch your chin or cheek? Can I get a response? Please tell me honestly. You can message here. Did you all pinch your chin or cheek? See, that's the difference. Exactly. You did chin. Very good. Good. So the difference, most of us react for what is being seen in front of you, right? We fail to listen to what the other person is saying. I very clearly said 3 times, I said, pinch your chin, but I was pinching my cheek. So most of you were just looking at me, what I was doing. Exactly this is what happens in our workplace with the customers. We just go by whatever they are, the way they are expressing, the way they are talking, the way of their body language, the way they shout at you, the way they have dressed up. We don't try to listen and understand what they are trying to say. Do you agree with me or not? All right. I hope you all had a break. Yes. So let's understand listening skill a little bit in detail. Okay. So how do you ensure that opposite person or the customer realizes that you are understanding what he or she is saying to you? We call it as active listening. What is active listening? We think we are actively listening to him, but how does he or she realizes that you are listening to them? You have to paraphrase, or you have to reiterate what he or she trying to tell you, right? You have to confirm back to them that what I heard is right or wrong, right? by this, you can mutually understand each other. That is called active listening. Active listening, once again, paraphrasing back to them. Like, for example, when you're giving a phone number to somebody, we want them to repeat the phone number back to you. I'm telling my number to someone and I tell them, can you please repeat the number? I'm ensuring that that person listened to me carefully, or they understood what I said, right? Sometimes a very unique name, we can't spell that name. We use like Ajita, A for apple, J for jet, like that. We give something which is very common, we can understand easily. All right, so this is called active listening. We just listen to them and register whatever they said into our mind. Then what is reflective listening in that case? In active listening also, we are responding to them. Then what is reflective listening? Reflective listening is something when you really don't understand the customer, what they are trying to say, you provoke them or you try to extract the information by raising some questions to them, asking some questions back to them. Sir, I'm so sorry, I'm not able to understand. Is this what you're trying to say? All right, this happens very commonly when you don't understand the language. Okay, or sometimes when we don't understand the subject. Okay, so asking questions or giving feedback. I'm so sorry, sir, can you talk little slowly? I'm not able to understand what you ask. Questions and you summarize and ensure that, and then, ask them to brief it once again, ask them to summarize it once again. These are all called reflective listening. Okay, you are ensuring that you are understanding it correctly. There is one more listening called passive listening, which I'm not even going to talk about it because which we don't accept in our working environment. We want all of you to follow either active listening or reflective listening. Okay, by following this, you can definitely understand your customer and what is their requirement, which will help you to solve the problem to a large extent. Your whole body listening. Okay, what happens to your body and the body language when you're listening to a customer? How the customer identifies that you're listening? Okay, in school, what happens if you don't look at your teacher when they're teaching? They think you're not listening. Actually, you're not listening. You may be looking out of the window. You may be looking into your friend's book, right? So your eyes, right? Your eyes should be looking at the person who's talking to you. Your ears, both your ears should be ready to hear what they are going to talk to you. Your hands should be in a very professional and very alert position. Okay, it cannot be, you should not be holding a pen and scratching your head. Okay, projecting your attention towards that person. Your mouth should be a bit quiet, but you can subtle noise, not too lengthy sentences till the time they finish their part of conversation. Okay, you can use words okay, fine, simple words you can use. Your foot has to be firm on the floor. It cannot be moving from here and there. Okay, you should be firm, you should be in a very attentive position. Your body faces the speaker. You cannot be turning around and sitting or showing the back, or you should not be looking at someone else. You should be straight looking at him with confidence. All right, your heart should be caring for that person, what is he saying, all your empathy. Okay, your brain should be registering what they are talking. You should be thinking about what is going through them or what he has said. You should understand. So your body also plays a major or important role in you understanding the customer. Next is the empathy. This is very important in a hospital. A person who doesn't have this feeling or empathy is not fit to work in a hospital. It's very straight, I'm telling. Okay, without empathy, you can't work in a hospital. It is not sympathy, it has to be empathy. It is an inborn natural nature or a behavior or a character of a person. Okay, everyone bonds with an empathetical feeling. The rate varies. Some people are highly empathetic, some of them are not empathetic, some of them doesn't want to be empathetic. Okay, they feel, if I become over empathetic, I can't do my job. You have to be empathetic. It's not empathetic to you, you can't work. So others are empathetic to you because they understand you. You want them to understand you. If you are not empathetic, you can't expect the others also to be empathetic to you. Okay? Even the customer has to be empathetic to you. You might have noticed, right? Some patients, they're very, what to say, their case is not so urgent. They will tell, no problem, madam, you finish your call, I will wait. They're empathetic to you. They are showing empathy to you. So you have all the right. So it's your responsibility to show empathy back to the customer. What are the steps? What is empathy and how do you handle that? So empathy means putting yourself in others' shoes. Very, very common statement. Throughout your career, you will be hearing this. Why do you have to do that? To ensure, to let them know that we understand your situation. May be, that is empathy. In this particular situation, how I feel it, that is more important. Okay, so it's very important to put yourself in their shoe. Unless and until you put there, unless and until we fall sick, we will not understand the pain of a patient. We can connect with the person's feeling in two ways. Okay, one is by telling a statement that we understand your feeling, and second is paraphrasing their words. Okay, again repeating, active listening. Okay, repeat what they are saying. That means, okay, you're giving a confirmation, affirmation to a customer that we understood you rightly. All right. The third one is respond very, very professional. Very, very important. End of the day, we are all professionals. We belong to the organization. We represent the organization. So it is very important that you maintain your professionalism. However bad the situation is, don't lose your cool. You have to undergo certain training if you are a short-tempered person. All right. You have to know how to balance your emotion, how to bring your emotions under control. All right, let's see how you can do it. One is never take the anger of the person personally. Okay, understand something. The person is not angry on you. Actually, in reality, who are you? We are nowhere related to them. We have not even seen them before. This is the first time we are meeting them. Why they should get angry on you? So nobody will be angry on an individual in the first interaction. They're neither angry on anyone actually. In reality, they're angry on themselves. They're angry on their situation. They're upset with the what is going on in their life. That is what is coming out. And any small incident make them look upset. And they are venting it out onto you, who's right in front of them. The unfortunate soul who is right in front of them gets all the yelling. Okay, but please understand, close your eyes for a second, take a deep breath, understand it is not on me. You have to practice all these. Okay, I know I am a trainer, I am sitting and talking. You might think it's very easy to preach, but please remember, as Madhumita said, I have been working in healthcare for past 24 years and I have come across thousands and thousands of customers. So I understand the feeling. I am telling all these from the bottom of my heart. And I have practiced all these and I was successful in achieving all this. So practice makes you do this. So you have to practice. So they are venting it out, their concerns on you. Actually, it is not the anger. Understand them. You might be practicing this in your house, right? We sometimes, our dad, who are very short-tempered person, when your dad is upset, how you manage yourself, because your dad is a short-tempered person. Once he's cool, I will interact with him. You are actually practicing. You don't take whatever shoutings your mother will shout at you, your dad will shout at you, your siblings, your own siblings, how much we fight. Do we take it personally? We don't. We may be upset for some time, but later we get along with them very well, isn't it? We have to practice the same nature when you come out of your home also. That is your basic nature. Please understand. We don't like it when a third person is telling you this. I can understand if it is on the road or some unknown person for no reason shouts at you, you can react. You have to react. You have to respond. But a customer, when he's telling you something, there is a reason behind it. You need to remain objective, assess the problem and focus on the solution. Okay, your focus should be on the problem and the solution for that, not on the person. Okay, just cut off, let it go. Art of letting it go. Let him say whatever he wants, but how will I address this problem? That should be a focus. The moment you start thinking like that, whatever words he is using, it will not get into your mind, but only the issue you have to gather it from whatever he is talking. How do you manage that? Whenever possible, use the customer's name. Okay, he will calm down slightly. It will build a friendly approach towards the customer. Okay, maintain a friendly manner, show respect. Even though they don't show respect to you, you show respect to the customer. Never show any reaction on your face. All right. So that is a professionalism. You might have seen, right, in at least over phone, some call center people call you, the Airtel people or the bank people, you shouted them so badly. Still they maintain their cool. Right? I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry, madam. They sound very mechanical, but still they're also human being, right? They are maintaining their calm. So you have to maintain it. All right, that's the job. Use appropriate body language, move closer to the customer. That means if you're inside the counter, please step out of the counter, share the platform with them. You come onto the same common floor with the customer. That means you're showing that you're extending your support to the customer. Build eye contact. Try to read the message which he's not actually telling it out. Focus on the overall tension level. Okay, he's under tremendous pressure and tension. So understand that and address it accordingly. Last, it is what you see is just on the peak of the iceberg. The rest, there is a mountain inside. What you see out of him is just a little bit of about his concern. He is undergoing a mountain of tension within him. Okay, the patient reacts badly due to one or more negative feelings what is going through them. Okay, so please understand, it is just little bit what is coming out here. One thing I want to point out, some people, we are talking about only the difficult customers who's expressing themselves, but there may be many more patients who may be equally upset, or who's going through some problem in the process or setting up things, but they're not expressing. What about them? Who will solve their problem? So understand, every patient, if you come across, if you realize, that this person is waiting for so long, just because he's not shouting or screaming, doesn't mean that he doesn't have a problem. He has problem. He is more dangerous rather. So address their issues. Unspoken issues also you should address. Okay. Never forget about people who are not difficult to handle. You should attend all the customers equally. Okay. You saw in the video, why are we treating different patients differently? We should feel like all other patients feel. Okay. Every patient has the same feeling. The reaction varies from person to person. It depends on their basic characteristics. So if you realize there is an issue happened, address them. Even though they come and complain to you or not, irrespective of that, you have to address their concern. Apology. All right. This is a very tough job for many people to do. They think, why should we apologize? Okay. My colleague did the mistake, or my senior, the previous shift person did the mistake. Why should I apologize? No, it is the organization. You all represent the organization. It is everyone's responsibility to apologize to the customer on behalf of the organization. So whether it is you or your colleague, you have to apologize to the customer. Use expressions like that we regret for whatever inconvenience has caused. It can be anything. Maybe they are happy end of the day, but you still apologize to them. Okay. Use expressions like we are sorry that we did not meet your expectations. Sometimes they come with some requests which we are not able to cater to them. Feel sorry for that and apologize to them. Also, if they are going through a bad time, a death or something, you have to apologize at that situation also. These are various situations in which you have to extend your apology to a customer. But by apologizing doesn't mean that you are going less in front of them. You will maintain your dignity, always on high. But remember one thing, never ever over apologize to a customer. Okay, even though there is a mistake, you apologize for the mistake, never overdo it. It will show or project your insincerity. Okay, you did a mistake and you overdo it. Never build it up. Apologize once or twice, that's enough. That's the big nature. You are apologizing for the mistake. That means you regret. Okay, you repent for the mistake what you did, and you are putting effort and taking steps to overcome that mistake. Okay, never over apologize to any customer. Problem solving. And one more point, so I'm so sorry. Whenever you write there is a, I'm so sorry. This is a process, okay, by which you solve someone's problem. So let's see, there are 4 stages or 4 phases in which you can solve someone's problem. How do you do that? Phase 1, you have to listen to them, listen to the communication, listen and communicate back to them carefully. This listening is important to understand their concern. You understand their concern, and the phase 2, what you do, you accept and acknowledge their issues. Okay, acknowledge their pain as your pain and then work towards it. Okay, in phase 3, what you do, you give them options. It's not enough just to understand and then, oh, I'm so sorry, I understand your problem, I also feel how you're feeling now. That's not enough. You are a professional. They're expecting solution from you. Okay, how do you give solution? You have to give them alternate options. Okay, I'm so sorry, sir, I can understand. What I can do is this. Okay, give them a solution. If you don't have a solution, you guide them to somebody who can give them a solution. That itself is a solution, and you are helping them to, or navigating them to, or towards problem solving. All right. The 4th phase is you execute and follow up. Okay, it's not just passing on them or forwarding them to the next counter. You execute it yourself. Remember, we told in a right way, in the right process, you have to get the problem solved. Okay, by doing this, you're solving the patient's problem to a large extent, or at least you're putting an effort. Okay, at least the patient will acknowledge that she tried her level best to solve the problem. Okay, and we expect the patient is happy end of the day. Now, having said all that, right, people might say, this is not just enough. Okay, what about people who will threaten us? People abuse us, people use bad language, right? How this is really sad. We all, I've been saying that all of us are human beings. I've seen a number of people using abusive language on our employees, right? Not only on them, they also point out on their family members, which is really sad. They argue a lot on unnecessary things. So there are some strategies we have brought it here, which might help you to handle those kind of customers. Customers react very, very differently. It is their culture, it is their upbringing, it is their nature. It may be anything, So some of them are very, very angry. They shout, they scream, they argument, they are threatening. Okay, they threaten saying that I'll ensure you lose your job, and I write mails to your chairman, I'll put it in the social media. All these are threatening. Okay, and then verbally abusing customers, and over phone also some people are really difficult to handle. So these are some steps or some strategies. Let's see one by one how to handle a angry customer or who's very, very argumentative. So it is a curve, though it happens in a pattern, right? So nobody gets angry and then it continues for long. There is a spike happens, suddenly they get anger and it goes on for some time. And this is the time you have to maintain your patience. You have to show your professionalism. Okay, this time, and there's high possibility that you will also get angry. It all depends on how they are communicating to you, but you have to ensure, you have to get that eternal strength to keep yourself calm. All right, and then what happens? How long will they shout? There is a limit for everything, right? At one point they will slow down. Okay, they'll slow down and then they will cool down. Haven't you noticed them? They shout, and then, okay, now tell me what to do, right? That means it's an indication they are cooling down. They're in the process of getting cool. Okay, that is the time you have to give the support. You can tell them, okay, sir, if you're fine, I will, we can do this. Till then, you have to maintain your calmness, and then rationally, you have to find a solution. I mean, it's a rational behavior. Both of you and your customer come together, find a solution. You can't find a solution for a problem, someone else's problem, unless and until they cooperate with you, right? You're solving their problem. So they have to definitely cooperate with you. And what are the strategies? You detach from the customer's anger. We told you, never take it personally. Detach from the anger. Focus on the solution, problem and the solution. Remain very, very professional. Be a strong sounding board to the customer. Let them vent out. Okay, give them, that is again an emotional support you're giving to the customer. They wanted somebody to shout it. Let them shout. Okay, you're becoming a counselor. Okay, you shout, you talk, you grab everything. And then when they cool down, you talk to them and follow the leap technique. Abusive customers. So this is a very, very difficult situation. Okay, if you overcome this situation, then you are a champion. All right. So how do you handle this? Remember, they're not angry at you, but sometimes they show their anger in a very, very uncultured way. They use words, okay, which you can't accept it because your culture doesn't allow that. Okay, so understand, okay, they are going through some situation. Talk very quietly. When they are screaming with all bad words, if you also scream, it will aggravate the situation. So you talk quietly so that after some time, you are motivating them to talk quietly. They will feel a bit embarrassed. How much ever I'm shouting, he or she is not shouting back at me. At least let me respect their nature. All right. It is a human tendency. It's a nature. Talk at a normal pace. How your regular pace. Be direct. Okay. Tell them directly that, sir or madam, if you continue like this, we won't be in a position to solve your problem. We won't be able to help you out. You tell them straight. All right. Don't tell them that, look, mister, if you talk like this, I can't help you. That is very wrong way to express yourself. Same sentence, little bit, you tweak it here and there, and you will find a better result. But one thing I want to notice, I want to bring to your notice, or I want to just point out is, I've not seen anyone just straight away walking and abusing anyone. All right. There is it happens in a sequence. Okay. Somebody comes to you already upset with something else. Okay. But you are not aware of that. You may be thinking, I've been quiet. I didn't do anything. And he just started shouting. Right. You or your team member may come and tell you that, madam or sir, I never did anything. He straight away came and started shouting at me. Probably this may be the reason. Okay. He is coming with a baggage of incidences which has happened in other department. And here when they come, you are busy in your own work. You are into the system. You're on a phone. You're writing something. You're addressing other patient. So he is not getting that attention. But you are feeling, I did my job. So what is the learning? You should give attention to every customer equally. All right. So certain situations you can't do multitasking. You have to organize your job. That will reduce. And the moment you find him losing his cool, you can manage. Just stand up. So, with your body language, you can show them that, so sorry. Please, just cool down. We are here to help you. Let's talk. Okay. Please use some words, and then, you can talk to them calmly and they will calm down. So when you see they're using these kind of languages, calm them down and tell them, so if you're not in I think you're not in a right situation or right time to have a discussion. Let's talk sometime later. Tell them and disconnect from there. Okay. These are some tips. Hopefully it will help you. And threatening customers. Okay. This is very common. They say, I'll ensure you lose the job. Okay. I'll write a complaint against you. All these are threatening words, what they use. Okay. First is avoid, getting into a discussion of the threat. Okay. The moment they say, I'll ensure you lose the job, you cannot respond to that. Hey, who are you to throw me out of the job? Never bring that topic again. All right. Detach from that conversation. Focus on the issue. Okay. Calmly advise the customer about the repercussion. Repercussions are nothing but tell them, if you keep on talking like this again, same statement. Okay. We cannot help you. We may not be in a position to help you. Please calm down. We will address you. Terminate the discussion. Don't talk, to some extent. beyond, a certain topic. Let them talk. After that, they will calm down. If the customer continues to threat you, then you document the threat and then escalate. Sometimes the threats are very, very serious threats. So you have to document it. You have to escalate to your next level people, or if needed, you can inform the police also. Okay. I have seen, one of the hospital where I was working, there was a patient party who came with a gun in the night, okay, to the admission counter. So there can be very, very serious issues. Okay. So this is how you can handle threatening patients. You have to be a bit careful about this situation. You can take help. You can alarm your safety team. There is a safety code which is used during these kind of situations. Call your security for help. Keep your colleagues alarmed. Also, if you notice a patient who is really tough and going to other department, you can alarm them saying that so and so patient is coming. Be a bit careful. All right. This is how you build your interpersonally, how you support each other. All these matters a lot. Okay. Don't just push them to your colleague. Okay. Art of saying no. Again, one of the other toughest job for anyone to do. Very difficult, right? To say no to everything. But you can say no very easily if it is supported with a justification. Why you are saying no? People generally say, I'm so sorry, sir, we can't do that. No, it is not possible. Why it is not possible, you are not seeing. You have to have a reason for your no. Explain why it can't be done. Never bring in policies in between. Very common excuse our employees say. Management decision. This is our rule. This is our protocol, policy. You are the organization. You are the management. Never quote your management in this or your policies in this. Okay, be a professional. You are responsible for that policies. All right. So don't blame the organization. Don't be patronizing. Don't put your patient down. Don't talk ill about your customer. Okay. You were shouting at me, sir. That's why I spoke like that. I've seen people talking like this. I can't even believe this. Never talk like that. Never talk ill about a customer. Never put them down, because they also feel equally embarrassed, right? There are many people around in that environment. So maintain that calm. Offer alternate when you can. So whenever possible, give them alternate solutions from their to solve their problem. This will help. So no means it's not literally no. Okay, it is a negative judgment which you are going to convey to the patient, which may be it may be negative for the customer. It may not be negative for you, but for a customer, this may be a negative situation. All right. So, but how do you convey that negative message to them? This is what we are trying to tell you through this slide. All right, we are almost coming to the end of the session. So before that, there is a small quiz. Okay, it's a self-assessment. I'll just tell you the rule of this quiz. Okay, there are a set of questions here. There are 10 set of questions here. Please answer. This is self-assessment. You need not have to disclose your answers to anyone. You need not have to disclose your score, what you're going to get end of this session, end of this test, nothing. But there is a rating scale which I will project here. You can understand where you fit in as far as handling difficult customer is concerned. Okay, these questions are purely based on whatever we just went through. Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes time. Just read the questions, write the answers in a sheet of paper, because you have to do a correction. All right, not in your mind, and then give a scoring for yourself. It's a self-assessment. I will mute myself. I hope Subhashri or somebody is monitoring the time. It's just 5 minutes. Okay. If you all have done, you can just raise your hand, or you can put it in the chat box. Please don't put your answers in the chat box. This is self-assessment. It's okay if you put the answers. It's self-assessment. So it's for your own self-realization. Where do you stand? How good are you in handling difficult customers?
So we have 3 more minutes to complete this quiz. So hurry up, guys.
So is it done? So just one more slide to go. I just want to tell you all that.
So 5 minutes, it's over.
Over? All right. So I'm just going to the next slide where you can see the answers. All right. Can you all see?
Yes, Ajita.
Yeah. We have put the answers. Please give a score, correct your answers, and then put a rating. And see as per the scale. We have the scale here. So those who have scored between 0 to 2, you need to improve yourself in handling difficult customers. 2 to 4, or rather 3 and 4, who have got 3 and 4, they're average, but they need to put in more effort to improve themselves. Those are scored between 5 and 6, or between 4 and 6. They're average, but there is a positive, they get scope of improvement is seen. And 6 to 8, they are good, but you can still improve. And 8 to 10, you're very good as of now. But one thing you have to keep in mind, the situation doesn't remain the same for every patient. Every day you see different kind of people and different situations, right? So it's a new learning for every time, every patient, or every customer, or every customer care executive also. It's a new learning. All right. So every situation, every issue, you have to treat it as a learning experience. So it doesn't end here. This is just some ideas and tips and suggestions what we have shown you, and some method which experienced people have been doing this, through which they have found result, is what we are trying to bring it out here. Okay, this is not the perfect scenario, but almost there. Okay, this is almost, we have bundled up all the possible ways through which you can handle a difficult customer. So can I move on from this slide? Okay, self-management. Okay, so as I told you, the customers, it's just not the customer situations, it is about yourself also. Okay, how you enhance yourself, how you will make yourself capable to handle this kind of situation, how you will become strong mentally to handle these difficult situations and face these people, face this challenge, right? Some small tip, I know it is very common. It is nothing new what I'm going to show. Most of you use this, and most of you follow this. We all go through various issues, right? How we spoke about patience. We all of us are human being. We have various issues at home, at work, in relationship. How you overcome all that, right? So the issues which is from, at home, in house. So you have to start expressing yourself, start talking about your issues, take action, get organized. How do you balance your work and your home? It is like you have to get organized and plan your activities well in advance. Create your own space, what you're going to do today, what you're going to do tomorrow, and keep a space for yourself. How you put yourself there. The issues in workplace, what are the common issues? You don't understand what you're doing, and you have been given so much of activities every day to handle. So understand the expectations. What is the organization's expectation from me, from this role? Accordingly you plan your activities. Avoid multitasking. Okay, again coming back to organizing your work. Okay, why does multitasking become a challenge? We have to do multitasking, that's how we work. But if you don't organize and do your activities, it will become a difficult task. Otherwise multitasking is very simple. Minimize your conflict. Conflict is among your colleagues or your subordinates, with your seniors. Okay, avoid. How will you avoid? You should be empathetic towards each other. You should be supportive towards each other. Get very comfortable in your workplace. Okay, you should understand what you're doing in your organization, what is your role in your organization, how you're planning your work, how you'll make it simple. Then it's a good place to work. You'll feel very comfortable working in that organization. Okay, relationship. We have problem with relationships, right? Relationship with our colleague, our friends, our spouse, our in-laws, or relatives. All of us will have some problem or the other with any of these relationships. Try to ignore those relationships which can be ignored. Of course, you can't cut off with your family members, right? So in that case, what you have to do, you should understand where is the problem. Why I'm not able to get adjusted to these people? Why they are treating me like this? Please understand the root cause. Try to solve it. It's not a perfect solution. Each one has their own stories to say, but there is a solution for every problem. That much I can assure you. Save time for yourself. Very important, especially women. If I know many of you were me, maybe from women, women employees, you don't have time for yourself. Every week, in a week, one day, at least dedicate 2 to 3 hours for yourself. You can do whatever you want. Okay, create some, build in some hobbies for yourself. Identify some hobby. Painting, singing, knitting, or gardening. Even go to a parlor. Go sit there for some time. Something for yourself. Cut off from all your tension. You have to find some time for yourself. Improve your communication skill. That is the root cause for most of the issues. Communication. Communication means it can be misunderstanding. You talk something which the other person doesn't like. You intentionally talk something which they don't like. You're building in more tension. So attend some communication programs, improve your communication skill. And some other activities like, exercise regularly, eat good food, eat healthy food. Okay, practice mindfulness, practice relaxation technique, avoid all bad habits. Okay, try to minimize your bad habits. Okay, it can be your smoking, alcohol, anything. Have a control on all your social habits. In short term, when you're in the office, find some time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, take a walk. Okay, take a deep breathing in between your job. Take 5 minutes break. Close your eyes, sit for 5 minutes. Relax your mind. Get a hug from your loved ones. Very, very important. Every day morning when you wake up, okay, if you're a married person, have a hug from your spouse. Go meet your children, hug them, talk to them nicely, and step out of your house for 2 seconds. Look around, get that positive vibes early in the morning. Start your day with a positive note. One more technique I can give you. I know most of you are in a habit of sending good morning messages, right? So read. Never try to forward the messages. Stop forwarding messages. Google and find out some good message. So by doing that, you are reading so many positive messages. Okay, and pick the best one which you feel you like it, your heart. Send it to rest of your friends. There is nothing wrong in sending positive messages in the morning, good morning messages to your friends and colleagues or anybody, your loved ones, and even night before you go to bed. But it has to be from your heart, never forward. Okay, forward can happen which you really like it, otherwise don't make it a habit. With that, we come to the end of this session. But before that, as I told you, let's reiterate what we learned. We learned on how to understand customers' emotions and how to do a service recovery, which is very good for very essential for your business. And what are the difficult, who are difficult customers and their characteristics. And we also learned how to build a can-do attitude and how important it is to answer or attend a difficult customer. How do you minimize the difficulties in interacting with difficult customers? And we also learned how do you action it out, all these, how do you action it out to calm down a customer through being professional, escalate and face the challenge, and understanding through listening, all that aspect. Follow the leap technique. We learned about leap technique. And we also learned about how customers react and how do you, follow certain strategies to handle these difficult customers, threatening customers, abusive customers, right? We also learned the art of saying no. And last, we also understood how to manage yourself. With that, we have come to the end of it. So remember, your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. If you learn from that situation, the next time when you have to face the similar situation, you are in a better position to handle that situation. With that, I conclude my session. I hope you all had a little bit of learning and understanding, and I wish you all practice it and see the difference. Thank you so much.
Wow, it's really a wow moment for every one of us. It was very clear and it was very useful. Your experience into information and your information into implementation, definitely, I think all the participants will definitely follow it. And it was a great session, ma'am. Happy to have you here once again.
Thank you so much.
So now we have a quick demo session. It will be taken by Mr. Sudhir Kumar, Head of Sales from Medlearn.
Sorry, before that, Madhumita,
Yeah.
can we just ask people whether they have any questions?
Yes, ma'am, we can do that. So participants, please drop your questions so that Ajita ma'am is here. She will definitely answer your queries right now.
Ajita, there is a question. Can the PPT be shared?
I leave it to you, Sudhir. So
Yes,
this, okay, I will answer. So Medlearn platform has this, module. So they can, those who have an association with us, they can definitely go through the session from the platform. So Sudhir and his team will definitely help you how you get an access through this to this platform and the module.
Yes. So all this session is recorded. So it will be on YouTube shortly, so that anyone can go there and see the complete webinar.
So we'll just another 2 to 3 minutes. We'll wait for any more questions. Somebody who wants to ask any questions, I would love to hear them talk.
Yes, there is a question. It's asked by Naveen. What are the best soft skills to learn for a medical interprets, and which courses from Medlearn can help?
All right. So I'll just talk about what are the basic skills which a medical interpreter should take up. So it's all the soft skills such as your communication skill, your listening skill, your empathy, your stress management, and breaking the bad news. These are the basic soft skills which interpreter, I am assuming when you say interpreter, is someone who's translating or I'm assuming that is the role what you're talking about. So basically it's all something related to communication skills and the body language, behavioral skills. All these are the skills which one can go through. And all these skills are available in the MedLearn platform. Yes, Shahab Zehra. Yes, Shahab, please ask your question. You have raised your hand.
Subhashri, is there any way that, yes.
Shahab Zehra, you have raised your hand. Can you ask your question? Yeah, sure.
How to convince difficult customers?
How to?
How to convince difficult customers who are unrelenting, who don't listen from our point of view.
Okay. So you have to dedicate some time for them. First of all, you have to take out some time, and it should be ideally handled by a senior person, that it can be your supervisor or a team leader. You have to move them separately from the middle of other patients. Give them the due importance. Make them feel that you are the king now. You are the most important patient at this given moment of time. Take them to a room, and first you start with lighter talk or a conversation. Okay, so if they might continue, even if you're offering a tea coffee, I don't want your tea coffee, you just don't understand what I'm going through. But take them to a room, let them talk, let them vent it out. They will calm down. They will definitely calm down. There is no human being who will not calm down after a certain point of time. And then you as a part of active listening, you just paraphrase whatever he said. So you spoke about all these issues, we understand, and then you can give them your solution. Never try to give them a solution and show them that we are giving you a solution. Give them enough time. So first you should have enough time. So that's why I suggested that let not a counter person handle it, because it will hamper your counter job. It has to be handled by a supervisor who has enough time to talk to that customer. So you will definitely, the patient will calm down. I cannot assure you whether they will understand your issues or concerns or the policies of the organization, but they will definitely convince themselves that, okay, for now I don't have any other choice. I have to go by whatever you say. So they will at least come to that term. So you have to dedicate that time and a person to handle this kind of a customer, and who can talk well, who is very good in communication skill. Hope that that would help you. Sorry, Shahab Zehra.
No, ma'am.
Over. All right. Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello.
Hello. Is there anyone else who want to ask any questions? Okay. All right. I think we will. Sudhir, it's over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes. So thanks, Jita, for the wonderful session. So I think I can keep it in one line, saying that how difficult customer can be a happy customer by soft skills. So that is the agenda, that is the information. By end of the day, I think everyone can take it over. How can a difficult customer can become a happy customer by end of the day? So with this, let us have a short, because see, the learning is fine. Ajita, whatever information she has given is very good. But how do we learn this? Where do we learn this? It's not like 1 hour talk will help us. It will take care of 2-3 hours. 2-3 hours we will be having very huge motivation that we have gained a lot of things. But there is a way that we made all these things in modules so that it will be useful for you for a lifelong. So I'll just share you a demo to all the people. Just spare 5 minutes so that we can see how it goes on. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Sudhir.
Yes. So firstly, anyone who is looking out for the website will come on to the website called store.medlearn.com. So where we can see the website. then click on store. When you click on store, there'll be a lot of things in the left hand side where show categories, select soft skills. So when you select soft skills, you can see professional development, MS Office, health, safety, well-being, compliance, workplace skills, managerial, leadership, HR, self-development. So whatever category you're looking at, because as a whole, we can give what exactly is needed, but individually you'll be able to know what do you need. So you want something related to health, safety, well-being. So just click on that. You'll get your courses here. Leadership, or you're a HR, you wanted to develop your skills and make sure that all your employees and all your customers are happily treated. So just click on HR. All the courses related to HR will come, like onboarding the new employees, coaching skills, anything. So no, I wanted to search some other topic. For example, uh, as I was saying, like angry management. Like customer engagement. For example, we wanted to make sure that the customer is in. So when you type here, all the things will come. So you can select whatever course you need. And when you click on that, so there is a tool. So here, you'll have all the training programs, everything here. So you can click on the curriculum. You can see what all the things you are learning. So you can search anything, whatever you want. There is an option of search, or if you want like speciality, you can go there. No, I'm a learner, so I'm a HR. So come here, select you're a manager or you're an admin or HR. You can select here and click on apply. All your courses will come here, like operational management or transformance, technology, security. So anything will be able to get here. So angry customer. So there is something like angry customer. You're not able to manage your angry customer on the phone. So we have a course called Customer Service Angry Customer. So where you can directly access the course. So this course will give you the complete knowledge what exactly is needed for you to make sure that you can able to make sure that the happy angry customer is a good customer for you or a happy customer by end of the day. So customer service. So everything is there in our library. So it's not only this. For example, you are a nurse, you wanted to make sure that you increase your nursing knowledge. So there is a course called RCNI. So just type here. So this is called a course for nurses, which is just this cost, and this for all our courses are like minimum 6 months to 1 year. So you can select whatever you course. So still you need some help. Just click here, call me back. Just give your name, phone number, email ID, submit. Our team will get back to you so that they'll help you out. They'll speak with you. They'll understand what exactly you need. And from there, you can take up what is suiting for you. So just click on call me back. We will be there within 24 hours. Our team will reach you personally. Okay. Yeah. So this is from my side. I think we'll keep the links, everything here, so that you can start browsing it. Okay. So you can just, I'm just typing the link so that everybody can access it, or you can share your questions on our WhatsApp number. Yes. So with this, I'm done. So Madhumita, over to you.
Thank you so much, Sudhir, for showing how exactly it will be very helpful. Our MedLearn is a platform wherein like each and every one of us can gain effective information and knowledge. Even though experienced or non-experienced, whatever it is, it's very helpful for healthcare professionals, basically. So thank you so much, Ajita. It was very helpful for every one of us. It's not only for professionally, also personally, we will take in hand and will implement in our day-to-day life, and it's going to be a big change. So going forward, we will implement this in our life. Thank you so much, Ajita.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
everyone, for
everyone.
arranging this.
Thank you, everyone. So please get back to us if you need any questions. So Madhumita, you can repeat the mobile number once and the site also once so that people can log in and check all the
Yeah,
things.
sure. I'll drop it. So the site store.medlearn.com, and the phone number you can reach us at any point of time is 6364512505. We have dropped it in our chat box. You can kindly please go through and please get to us. We will sort out whatever the queries you have, and also we'll give the best courses for you to get a good knowledge and informative things. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for spending good time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Bye.